Now, some say that true camping only happens in a tent, and I'm here to make an argument that camping in a cabin can be a great way of camping too. That's right, camping in a cabin. Doesn't have to be in a tent. You can camp in a cabin. How's it going, guys, and welcome to another episode of Coffee Talk. My name is Chad and this is The Hopeful Homestead. And in this series of videos, I like to sit out here inside my little tiny cabin on wheels that I parked at my family's campsite here that we have out on our property, a little 21-acre piece of land here in South Florida that we're calling The Hopeful Homestead as we work towards building our home and actually starting a homestead out here. But for the meantime, I've got this little campsite, got this little cabin, and I like to come out here and sit with a cup of coffee in hand while I chat with all the husbands and dads out there about all the difficult things in life and interesting things in life we have to deal with. And I've been talking a lot recently about camping and the emphasis I have, on my heart to really make sure that I incorporate that into my family's life and into raising my kids, raising my daughters. I've been really inspired recently thinking about the fact that Jesus himself would go off into the wilderness for 40 days and fast and pray and live off the land out there, camping essentially. And that if that's a way to recenter yourself and ground yourself to where even Jesus himself would do it, then who are we to dismiss the concept of that being an important thing to think about and to have a focus on, especially as husbands and fathers, utilizing that as a tool to make sure that your kids and your family are finding ways to be able to disconnect from the crazy world we live in these days. And that's where I draw the line for me. Yeah, I grew up going camping with my dad, going into the mountains up in Virginia where I grew up, and he had a heirloom family tent, this big giant yellow family tent that his dad, my grandpa, had, that they would go camping in when he was a little boy. And I have plenty of great memories in that tent, and I wish that tent was still around because that was pretty awesome. But I will say that, from the perspective of a father now, I can see why my dad would be so grumpy after putting together that tent. It's a miserable experience having to put together a tent when you're already hot and sweaty and, trying to, make memories with your kids and whatnot. You're dealing with being a dad and being a parent and making sure your kids aren't doing anything, unsafe and all that, all the things that go into being a parent. And I understand why tent camping can have its drawbacks. And while there are some benefits to it, having a cabin like this, something that, I still put the blood, sweat, and tears into building. And, I made this so that I would have a way to bring my family out into nature here on our property and camp, or at least day camp, come out here and have a place where we can sit by the fire outside and enjoy all of the vibes of camping without necessarily sleeping. And so to me, camping, it's not just about the act of sleeping outdoors. It's not just about the act of roughing it to the nth degree. To me, it's about using what God created, our beautiful earth that we have, and all of the beautiful natural wonders that we have out there. And when for us, our property here, we really truly love being here. We're in the rural wetlands of South Florida, and it's a truly beautiful countryside out here. And I love coming out here with my kids and my wife and just having date nights out here with just my wife, sitting by the fire, brewing coffee, and just enjoying being outdoors and disconnecting from all the hustle and bustle of suburbia and city life. And that's why we're moving out here. That's why we're building a home out here on this homestead and we're disconnecting permanently from everything. We're really looking forward to it. And for me, having a cabin to camp in versus a tent enables that to be a realistic, regular thing for my family. You can't leave a tent set up all the time. It's gonna get destroyed, especially here in Florida with the storms and stuff we have. That tent's gonna get destroyed. And so for me, I like being able to park a little cabin out here that I can take with us on the road and go camp in other places, but is a way to be able to enjoy our property and enjoy the great outdoors, where you're still roughing it. Our bathroom is still a Lowe's bucket with a toilet seat mounted on top. Still gotta cook all our food on an open flame and be raw and natural like a totally traditional camping experience is in a lot of ways. But I have a little structure that allows us to comfortably come out and enjoy God's creation out here. In my opinion, a little tiny cabin like this is a great way to be able to have some shelter from the rain and from the elements and from the heat. I got a little air conditioner set up in the window over here so we can enjoy an escape from the elements, but it's not so comfortable that it's just another house. It's not some giant RV. This is a tiny little cabin that enables a safe place for us to sleep when we do want to camp out here, and a safe place to be able to escape the bugs and the heat momentarily. But realistically, it's too small to just all lounge in and basically live life like we would at our house. It's too small to do that. So we still end up being out at the campsite, around the fire, walking around the property, hiking, enjoying the great outdoors, which is what the point of camping is. making memories with your family, being outside and enjoying everything that the great outdoors have to offer. And so to me, the discussion between tent camping or camping in a cabin or whatever is a moot point. Do what you want to do. Everybody's going to do what they want to do. If you feel like it's only real camping if you're camping in a tent, more power to you. Go enjoy camping that way. But for me, I wanted to make sure that camping was still an emphasis for my family, and that enjoying going outside and being a family together in a way that is comfortable enough to be able to enjoy it while still enjoying the benefits of camping. A little tiny cabin camper is what makes that possible for us. And I've made a couple other videos about that concept, about building one, and why you might want to do that. So go check those out if you feel inclined. And I'm actually currently building a new upgrade to this cabin, a 6.5 by 12 foot one on a big trailer instead of this one being a little 4x8 trailer. So it's going to be a little bit better. Going to be able to have a little bit more comfort in that, but it's still going to be a true cabin camper that I'm going to enjoy taking my family all over the place with and enjoying our property here as a little cabin on our property. But thanks for watching all the way through. If you did, I appreciate it. Again, my name is Chad. This is the Hopeful Homestead, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Later.